Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Eric McElroy. Good evening.
Yes, evening. Welcome along to your streaming comedy show, keeping you up to date with the problems in the news. Like, for example, if we open a news app now, there is genuinely a story on the Sky News app about a nun who says that she sinned and has admitted to stealing more than $800,000 to fund gambling. That really is a bad habit. Oh. Felt that one. Jesus wept.
I didn't know where it was going to go, and I knew it would go to a dark place.
Yeah.
But not that dark. Not 30 seconds in.
Yeah, well, look, someone says nuns, someone's doing the habit punchline. Simple as that. So we're not doing highbrow stuff, but we're doing stuff. I mean, it's topical comedy. At least we're getting it half right.
There you go. Yeah, you can't expect topical comedy to be good.
No, it's a different metric.
It's a brand that we've worked on for the last almost 2 years. So welcome to the show where Steve and myself, we deal with problems, don't we? We solve them effectively and originally with the classic jokes that have been there for a long, long time. But it is good to see you in person, I guess, because some of you may have noticed that we talked about doing a live show together on Sunday. It was meant to happen in London, and we have proof that it kind of happened because one of the people watching, Mark, was kind enough to come down from somewhere outside of the M25. No one knows where because there's a dark place out there. And it kind of happened, but not as much as we planned, Steve.
Yeah, I was doing my radio show Friday night. By Thursday, I had a bit of a head cold, and I thought, only a head cold. I'm doing lateral flows left, right, and centre. I'm shoving stuff up my nose like you wouldn't believe. The only thing that was worrying me is when the meniscus of the water level slowly makes its way past the T and looks dark, and you're like, oh shit, it's happening, and then it moves on. You're like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then this non-coronavirus that I had, by Friday evening, I was apparently delirious, according to the other half.
Okay.
Which is it's close to a compliment.
Yeah.
And I went to bed 8:30 on Friday evening and didn't get out of bed until 8 o'clock Monday morning, and that's just because the cleaner was coming around.
Wow.
Yeah, I was done in.
And you don't do sick.
I've not cancelled work for decades. I don't get ill at all. Yeah. Normally I just get the sniffles, and once I proudly did 3 years without even the sniffles. So this one hit me hard, and I was, God, I'm old. That's all I can say.
I mean, you're one of the. I mean, you don't take time off for anything. I mean, you're one of the few people I know that did a gig on their wedding day.
It's not true.
You did do a voiceover, and right before the ceremony, you snuck into your.
Nothing wrong with that, is there? Nothing wrong with that.
It's perfectly fine, as long as it's for the Russian tank people.
Oh yeah, which I still feel bad about because if the TS90 and I'm the voice of it ever goes into Ukraine.
They're like, we buy so many because the nice voice tell us to buy.
God.
Very good TS9 according to radio, man.
I mean, of all the things to get cancelled for, that would be valid. No one's going to be invited onto any network to discuss why Steve Allen should still have a job. What? The voice of the TS90 Russian tank?
Yeah, that Jimmy Carr. I mean, but he didn't help precipitate the invasion of a democracy.
No, that's true. God, am I worse than... You say I'm worse than Jimmy Carr. I've always said this. I must be doing something right because I'm more successful than he is, if you look at tax returns.
That's right. The fact that you probably pay more in tax than he does.
Must be doing well, then.
You must be doing well.
Yep.
So Mark, thank you very much for coming. I got to see him, and he got to see a live version of another show that's online by some friends of ours, and it was a lovely time had by all, and hopefully he enjoyed being in the big smoke.
Yeah, I mean, sorry I didn't get to meet you, but you really wouldn't have wanted to caught what I had. Oof, no one needs that much time. I've absolutely ruined that bed. I'm amazed that I left that bed not in the state of looking like a bit of a Turin shroud. I had the sweats.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
You look after 4 or 5 days of being sick, you look exactly the same to me.
Yeah. I've got the nosy stuff. I've got spray stuff going up my nose so I sound all right.
Yeah, cool. I just noticed it looked like my screen is suddenly.
Yeah.
I've shrunk.
You've gone low res.
Just when you think the tech can't go wrong.
I mean,
that's got to be something coming down my end, I suppose.
Yeah, because I've pretty much bulletproofed this. This shed is the most high-tech shed now. But anyway, I'm sure we can.
Well, I'm sure I'll come back to other res. I think it's a new version of Skype, and I remember we fixed it so it doesn't change res as it's going, and that could be the problem.
Yeah.
So we'll tweak that going forward. We won't have this problem.
Yeah. So who wants to jump into a story first? Do you want to get stuck in?
I don't mind. Yeah, why not? We basically this is one, as somebody who's adopted coming to the UK. I think this is something that it's kind of special to me, and it's coming up soon. Obviously, it's a little bit of platinum, a little bit of excitement, and then what platinum are we talking about here? Of course, we're talking about the Platinum Jubilee 2020 for Her Majesty the Queen, 70 years on the throne. Are you excited, Steve?
Nah. I mean,
see, it's because.
What do we get out of this one? We're not going to get another tube line like the last time.
Well, I can sense that you're not excited about it, because I don't know if the country as a whole, because that website I just showed you is an official government website, and if you'll notice up in the right-hand corner there, it still says beta. This is a test. This is now a service. They're testing it out, so they haven't even committed a full website.
There's not long.
I mean, they've only had 70 years to plan this thing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's that kind of web prowess that is why my American forefathers had to come here and bail you out in 1939 and at the start of World War I in 1917, because that's when World War I started.
Is it?
When America got involved.
Yeah, your little brochure of American history.
It's kind of what we learned in American history. It doesn't really mention the fact that you guys have been, I mean, before we got involved, it was sort of like this big pillow fight in some trenches or something. But then we brought in the real game.
Wow.
Just so you know. Trying to get canceled. That seems to be the way to get on television these days. Get canceled.
America couldn't have been involved in the start of World War One because you need an archduke, and you just don't have ranks like that. You've got no one noble enough to start a war.
No, that's true. That's right. We don't do noble wars. That's why, yeah. Although Trump did name one of his children Baron. Just saying.
Close. Very close.
Just saying. So, I mean, I do have mixed feelings about this because obviously, I mean, the idea that the head of the state of the country that I've chosen to live in, which is meant to be allegedly a democracy, is someone who is only there because of the miracle of their birth and the privilege of their birth, and that it is going to be passed on at some point when the Queen goes in about 20 years or so to Charles. So, I mean, that part doesn't make any sense to me. But I did, when I became British, take an oath of allegiance, Queen Elizabeth II, and her heirs and successors. And so I actually swore an oath to the Queen. Did you?
No. I didn't even join the Scouts. I didn't even do a dib-dib-dob-dob. So yeah. No, I've never pledged anything.
So you're nothing's. Yeah, so I can see why you're indifferent. I've got actually blood in the game. I've met a royal, which Mark, I told this story on Sunday, so he knows. And I think I've mentioned it to you a few times, of course. It's very exciting. Have you ever met a royal?
No, I waved at the Queen when she went through Sutton in Ashfield once, when I was about 8.
Yeah. Was she driving really fast?
Yeah. Well, you would do, wouldn't you, if you're going through Sutton?
You don't want to stop, do you?
You don't want to lose those hubcaps.
Maybe slow down. So 2 royals I've interacted with. Once was Fergie. She was post-royal. I don't know if that counts. And it was a higher education exhibition. And I was just about to meet her. She was walking towards me, and then someone dropped a £1 coin, and she chased it. It was in the wrong direction, unfortunately. She likes her money. And then, of course, as I've mentioned many times before, I met Prince Andrew.
On an island.
But, yeah. Yep. It's a beautiful
Didn't
flight.
realize you were getting an invite.
Anyway, I mean, we didn't connect because I was around 30 at the time, so I was too old for him. But, that's the royal I've met. If you could meet one royal.
Who would it be? Yeah. I'm okay
not
with
him.
Yeah, definitely not him. But God, the only reason it would be cool to meet Prince Charles would be hopefully something stupid would happen, and then I could have a bit I could do on stage and bringing the that impression. I've not dusted that one off for a while. Yeah. I've done more Gollums than I've done Prince Charles impressions recently, so it would be nice to have a reason to do the other.
Get ready, because he will be king at some point.
Oh, maybe. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, Prince Andrew is not the one you really want to be talking about, because if I talk about him too much, I'm going to end up in court.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk. And how do you feel? The other thing about this was, of course, the Queen's announcement that Camilla is going to be Queen Consort.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I can't help every time they say consort. I'm like, dirty consort. Because it just kind of implies some kinky, sexy stuff that I don't know if a 74-year-old woman should be getting up to. Because she's an older woman as well. Not only she's a divorcee, not only she break up Diana and Charles, she's an older woman.
Do you think the same rude thing when you hear people speak about a Ford Escort?
Ooh, don't get me started. If I could get a consort escort.
And the Mitsubishi Concubine.
That'd be the perfect combination.
Yeah, big famous cars.
Nice. So what do you think about old Camilla as queen?
Yes, well, I'm glad you asked. I don't care about that either. Queen consort. I mean, I'd probably wish she would just be called Queen rather than Queen Consort because it's less typing if ever I write a newspaper column about it. No, I don't care because it's not a real job. As you say, it's just because of who you're married to. It's just a title. It's not a job. Oh, they work really hard. Do they? Do they? Because I used to pull 13-hour shifts in a factory. Oh, no, I don't think they're working that hard. So, no.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a
Charles
Mitsubishi Concubine. I reckon I could do that job.
When you look at how swollen Charles's hands are, he's doing some kind of job. Which I think is drinking. That's he's drinking a lot.
He does get through a lot of wine, and so does his car.
That's right. So yeah, that's kind of, it's interesting. It's happening. We get some bank holidays out of it. Not that either of us benefit from that because we're not in paid employment. So it does mean the Ko-fi donations go up by 70%.
Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be muchly appreciated. There it is.
So there we go. So so we'll take a look at the comments here, and I don't know if you guys say in the comments if you're excited about the old Queen Camilla and the Queen's 70th. It seems like we've got a lot of people saying hello to each other here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Somebody looking for some sports, but none tonight, I don't think. Nuns on the run in streak, says Britt. Martin says Mark's hometown is twinned with Mordor. So nice. I don't know where. I know where Mark is from. I'm not sure if that's it. Jack's asks a question. Steve, is it new lighting or are you wearing eyeliner?
No, must be the lighting. What's eyeliner? The one around the eyes? That one.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, this is all the. Honestly,
crisper.
I should have bought like the proper professional lights and didn't. I thought I could make it using cheap lights and just kept having to add them. And now I'm up to 6 lights. There are 6 lights on me. So yeah, just to try and get the wattage.
I've got one big ass ring light.
You've got a big ass
ring light. It's a technical term. According to Taggart, says Mark, crime is linked to Mordor. Taggart, do you understand that reference?
Yeah. So I get both you get the Mordor reference first of all, don't you?
Yes, of course. I'm not an idiot. Yeah, that's important.
Well, you wait.
Required reading.
Taggart used to say, "It was murder." He's pronouncing the word murder in a Scottish accent. Not to be confused with Max from Heart to Heart, which was "It was murder." And when they met,
that was a good show.
It was murder.
Heart to Heart. They don't make TV shows like that anymore. Probably a good thing. Martin says UN Peace Venue nominee from PM Boris would be Jimmy Carr.
Good. Yeah.
So, and he said, I mean envoy, not venue. That makes more sense. The UN envoy nominee. There we go. Britt says the nose stuff that makes you sound okay. Coke? Question mark.
No, Sudafed. Not quite as. Oh, you say not quite as sexy, but I think pseudoephedrine is the thing that you can turn into crystal meth.
Oh, there you go. So that's our backup plan when this fails.
I'm a chemist. There's everyone kept introducing me as a chemist on Talk Radio all these years. Finally, it's paying off.
Yeah, there we go. Mark says it was a lovely evening. Really appreciated finally getting to meet Richman. That's me, Richman Glad. And the photos, the venue were there, and you can see my belly, which is not photographic. And there's more there just saying hello and things. But it's Martin says I've been really close to the Royals at Buck House Garden Party. So there we go. Buckingham House, I guess. Buckingham House. Chris Curley notices ring lights for everything these days. Yes.
Oh God. The new iPhone
for my OnlyFans channel should put on after this. So, right. Should we just watching time here? Should we get on to our second story?
Yeah, keep the stuff coming. There's the Twitter, there's the YouTube. Any contributions would help. And I just want to look at the problem of trying to keep up with all this stuff that's changing, because that's what I've noticed. I've noticed there is a theme of change happening right now. One of them is a bit of a political reshuffle, with Jacob Rees-Mogg getting the job as Brexit Opportunities Minister. Brexit opportunity. So he's not in charge of any of the Brexit difficulties, Brexit challenges. Oh, there are massive queues on the M20. Yeah, it's not my department. So he's only looking at the upsides. That is ridiculous. It's similar to having a minister for the plus sides of the pandemic. You want someone who can also deal with the downsides. You never want to watch some online video plugging some new minister saying this. Hello, I'm a Redwall Tory MP and now Minister for Pandemic Plus Sides. There are many positives we can take from this global virus that's killed loads of people. For example, how about the pension crisis? We were staring down the barrel of the gun on this one, but not so much anymore. How many times had you used all of the pans in your kitchen? Probably not, until there was a reason to stand outside Thursdays 8 p.m. banging them. And as a Tory MP who learned the Tory values from the 1980s, one of the upsides of the pandemic was having to wear a mask. I love being forced to wear masks or put a satsuma in my mouth and a bin liner over my head. Basically, what I'm saying is there are many pandemic plus sides. So it must have been shocking. It made you cough up all over the place. If you need to unmute yourself.
Yep.
I'm back. There it is. He's back. So he's the.
Apologies for stepping on your fantastic outtake there.
Piece of northern action.
Very good. It was a cough of appreciation. That
will be a clean edit. Don't you worry about that. That one's very easy to go from us to a pre-recorded bit. And what else do we do? Oh, so Jacob Rees-Mogg moving on to a different position. Who's replacing him? Well, it turns out it's Mark Spencer who will be replacing Jacob Rees-Mogg as the leader of the Commons. For the next joke, I need to give credit to Kevin from Hornchurch, who weeks ago on the Time FM afternoon show that I do, sent in this joke about a different story, and I said to him on air, I'm going to nick that joke because it's so good. Something else will come up where I'll get to nick that joke. So Mark Spencer is going to be the leader of the House of Commons, which means this isn't just the House of Commons. This is Mark Spencer House of Commons. So he suggested that, nicked it. What is he going to do about it? So this comes off the back of it being an interesting week for Boris Johnson, with everyone basically resigning. How many more leaving dues does this man have to go to? But I got a new hiring of Gitto Harry from GB News, who's now working as the Director of Communications at Number 10. And here's the headline on this. He famously said that Boris Johnson is not a complete clown. Good. Seems positive. Now, if you follow me on social media, you'll know I did a deep dive into how that sentence is true, depending on which of the words you stress. You know, he's not a complete clown, or he's not a complete clown, or he's not a complete clown. There are many different ways of looking at it. And again, from the radio show, and I thought I'd play it here, someone said that because we're calling him a clown, we should imagine the song Send in the Clowns from Boris Johnson's point of view. And it's an odd request. Normally radio stations just get like, play Mariah Carey. But that was a strange one. So now we get to imagine it's late, Number 10 Downing Street. Boris Johnson's just pondering on some of the decisions he's made. Isn't it rich? What should we do? You stuck at home all the time. I'm at leaving dues news. They call me a clown. Isn't it odd? Wouldn't you say? I avoid questions until we hear from Sue Gray. Am I a clown? They call me a clown. Isn't it strange? A telling sign. I'm safe in my job, sat here while others resign. Am I a clown? I think you're the clowns. It's emotional stuff.
You didn't realize you were going to do that much of the song.
Neither did I. Neither did I when I first sat down to it. Yeah, that's what I got up to there. But so he's a bit of a clown.
Did you do that today?
Yeah. Well, I had to fix the shower when I got in. I only get in at after 7, so I fixed the shower and I recorded that at 8 o'clock tonight. It's amazing how you can quickly turn stuff around when all you need to do is change the lights. This is the beauty of having a shed.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're Bo Burnham inside.
I beg pardon?
Have you seen that yet?
No, not yet. I've not watched it yet because I didn't want to depress myself about how miserable I'll feel when I see what real talent is. So instead, I just stick to what I do here.
But he does a lot in one room with lights and things. Although there's a lot of full frontal nudity as well, so you have to incorporate that into the show. Yeah. I mean, we've already had full frontal nudity in Comic Solving Problems, so it wouldn't be the first time.
Of a child, though, still don't know why of all the peni that you had to put on the show.
But we all know that guy was into it. So,
I think we actually probably also showed the front cover of that Nirvana album because we did that story. So technically, that's another example. Something for
that
ladies.
was the image. Wasn't that what it was from? That wasn't it?
No, it was
why did I?
Superman. You took a clip from the Superman film.
Oh, yeah.
Which we need to talk about that as a film. They need to edit that bit out now.
No, he's not a child. It's fine because he's an alien. It's not a human boy.
The actor I'm presuming, would have not been an alien.
Well, yeah. You're talking about the documentary Superman.
The documentary Superman.
Documentary. Yeah.
The
not the new ones not the shit new ones.
Not the Adventures of Lois and Clark. But so I'm not even done with the topic of things that are changing. This is why I only have one topic.
Pardon me.
I've thrown all the topic, basically to make it look like I had a whole topic's worth. I've called it things.
You normally end on a song, so I didn't realize this was still happening.
Oh, it's all downhill from there. The other news stories, which I think are causing change. I saw this headline today, and this upset me, that there's a €1 jackpot's been claimed by a UK ticket holder. She's come forward to claim £109.9 million. That headline again, one person in the UK isn't worried about gas prices. But I put that one in there because obviously for some people that's a change that's going to be tricky. Have you made any steps towards dealing with the gas price issue?
Well, I have been driving less because there's fewer gigs, and I did get a more, slightly economical car, but I still am with petrol. I don't trust this diesel engine stuff. Never had a diesel car, never will.
You realize gas in the UK is a different thing?
What?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Please be careful with your oven. That's all I'm saying. Be very careful with your oven.
You're not supposed to use diesel when you're cooking breakfast.
Never using diesel
that's true. I do natural. You're talking about natural gas.
I'm talking about gas.
Hold on.
No, I'm sorry. Right?
Oh.
One of them is a liquid. This is not too difficult to work. I'm talking about gas in the gas phase. You know, the state of matter where the molecules evenly distribute to fit the space that they're given, and they're not particularly impacted by gravity. Things that stick to the ideal gas equation, PV equals nRT. You know, all of those things. Not a liquid that for some reason the Americans call gas. Careful you don't drown in that solid over there, you cretin.
Burn it, and it becomes a gas. So you call it gas.
What? So one of the byproducts of a hydrocarbon reacting with oxygen is water. Produces carbon dioxide on water. Why are you only picking one of the products?
Because you can't say it's going with water. That would make no sense. You gotta say cooking with gas.
Yeah, cooking with gas.
That's the same.
No, cooking it. Let me double back. Cooking with gas because it's a gas cooker. You don't cook things on your car, do you, Eric? Now I know why it keeps breaking down.
Yes, but when the flame comes out, it's liquid, isn't it?
Flame's not a liquid, nor is it a gas.
Blue. Like water. Water's blue. And gas is blue.
So call it a gas.
Gas is a liquid in that burning state.
What? Right. So, and the irony is, the nation can't even work out what fuel is, and yet you fight wars for oil. To do what? You don't even know the names of the products.
Yeah, but the oil, that's for cooking.
Right. Oh, cooking oil, which you can process and use it in a diesel car. Good God, if you find out about that, you're all done for. There's another story of change, which for those of us who, we don't care about politics, we don't care about other people having money, that's absolutely fine. There is a sad one that I spotted in the newspapers today, and that's that Liam Neeson is going to stop doing action films. Liam Neeson has vowed to call it a day as an action hero as he turns 70. And I think it makes sense, because otherwise, he'll be in a film where he's sat there going, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. And you'll hear the voice coming down the earpiece going, it's your son. So it's not the film anyone wants to see, that I imagine. There is a bit in the story where he says the Irish star, famous for kick-ass roles in films such as Taken, feels moviegoers will not believe him as a killing machine anymore now that he's over 70. Yeah, they would if you were just driving the wrong way on a motorway.
Yeah.
But other than that,
with a Zimmer frame pointed in the right direction, could be, or with the gas that comes out of most 70-year-olds I know.
Are you sure that's not a liquid? Which is actually a valid question.
It's a bit above. I remember when my grandmother was getting up there, she would hobble along towards the bathroom, and as she would go, it would just be sort of a across the room. Yeah. Very sweet. Never acknowledged and never spoken of.
I'd written that as a joke for because often we both turn up on that there GB News trying to be the left wing part of it, and there was a story where Boris Johnson had been called a pound shop Trump, which I was going to say that's an Americanism, because obviously in English, a pound shop Trump is crop dusting down through the aisles of the cheap shop, which I love. That didn't get to do that joke, but at least we've cashed it in now.
Yep, there we go. Any more change?
No, that's it.
You normally end with the song. That's been the structure for the last 2 fucking years.
I know, but I suddenly thought, I could throw that song in there. Couldn't do Liam Neeson first. So let's go through some of the comments. West End method, says Chris Curling. Sondheim currently turning in his grave, says Jack. Bernard Cribbins crying gif, says Martin. Broadway method, it's Ealing Broadway. Oi.
Nice.
Good line. Who else we got? Britt says, Bojo is not a complete clown. He failed the custard pie test at clown school. Just don't ask what he did to the pie. Ooh, private school. God. Imagine. I'm trying to think how far we need to go back to catch up with this. Martin says, I thought the coughing was a gag to do with the pandemic.
No, I just swallowed wrong.
Yeah. And I Heart Boyle says, ooh, hello. You're joining in. You're catching the best bit, the end. Charlotte's with us saying, oh my God. Oh, is that because there was some singing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seriously, that was very powerful. That was really very powerfully done.
Who said that?
Mark. It's powerful. It's from the heart, that one.
Yeah.
The VA says, I'm glad Rees-Mogg isn't in charge of sorting out Brexit difficulties. It's bad enough as it is. But do you know what I mean? Imagine having a job where you're in charge of Brexit, but just opportunities.
Well, the only opportunity to come from Brexit is for him.
Yeah.
His 17 children.
He's in charge of that, yeah. God, they're everywhere. They're in the walls.
At least he acknowledges the children. I suppose that's one thing that he does better than some people.
Yeah, that's true. Not aimed at me. Mark, don't encourage him, says Charlotte. Oi. And Martin says, not that gas. Yes.
I've only been here for 22 years. What do you expect? I'm not going to learn your ways. I'm just some upstart American coming over here to bail you guys out of the next world war.
Oh, I order.
Hey.
IR Boyle says AHH American logic. Gas from gasoline, says Brit.
Yeah. There you go.
Gasoline is liquid. Yeah. So
we shorted to gas.
Yep. And you know what else is abbreviated to gas? The word gas. So it got there first. Fairly sure of it. But you know what I mean? Imagine getting gasoline and thinking, I know what we'll abbreviate this to. This won't cause any problems. Let's call this liquid gas. How did no one run up to that guy who thought that and just dry slap them right there and then? Or wet slap them. It's a liquid.
You're not going to call it Olean.
Yeah,
Fill up the car with some Olean.
You would call it Olean, and then I would do a parody version of a Dolly Parton song with my face where hers should be, singing Olean, 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 Olean.
Yep.
That's probably why they didn't do it.
Yep.
Diesel Knievel says, I hard-boiled. Love the stuff. And let's have a look. I've become invisible, says Chris. Now, I don't know what that means. That's the first message you put on there, though, yeah?
No, there's one up there. See, Chris Hood said gasoline.
Yeah.
He said sobs.
Oh, because of the emotional singing.
Yeah. You said that. Yeah. We see you, Chris. We see you.
You are seen.
We're outside your house.
Years I spent developing the loud gulp noise for comic effect. I'm going to be using it whenever I can.
You go with it.
Put the training in. So I think, are we on to any other business?
Yeah, I think we've got some things that you won't believe, which is the title we put on there for some clickbait on the old TubeUbe. So just some other stories that caught our eye. This was something I thought you would like, Steve. A worrying number of older children have energy drinks regularly. And that does not include you. Are you looking for your children? Is that what you're...
I can get you a can. I'm trying to see what flavor I'm packing at the moment.
Now, for me, someone who I consume a lot of drinks. I've got coffee over here. I've got other kinds of beverage over here. I've got the other things that aren't liquid over there. I've never done the energy drink. I've never consumed. I don't even know if I've ever tasted an energy drink. And I know you're an avid believer in them.
Yeah.
But should they be used by the young people? Is this why we're bringing in the legislation to block porn sites and energy drinks? Combine those two things.
Yeah. But you'd really free up a lot of time.
Energetic wanking. So Steve, how old were you when you had your first energy drink?
Well, the interesting thing is that when I was too old to be a child drinking these when they were brought out. I never had the chance.
Right.
Certainly... Well, I remember Red Bull coming out and was not interested in that at all. I still think it tastes horrible. But eventually, when I could get this much caffeine, look, 0 sugar. Whoop.
Okay.
Rocking my eyes. There we go.
Refocused.
And yeah, so I like the idea of not having any calories and that much caffeine to get me going. The other option is I have my coffee maker over here in the shed. Eventually, you get sick of coffee. You want to have something that's a bit sweet.
Never get sick of coffee.
Did I take... So I went through about 2 years without having any caffeine when I used to work nights writing jokes for Heart FM. And I realized that I couldn't have any caffeine if I wanted to sleep in the day if I was going to be pulling all-nighters. Right. And so at the end of me not drinking caffeine, I was with the ex. We went for a walk and I went to there's a co-op in Great Ashby. And I thought, I'll get a can of Monster. So I had the blue one, the sugar-free one. And I hadn't had caffeine for 2 years. And it impacted me so much, I fell asleep. Like I was like, I'm awake and now I'm tired. And I basically, when I got back from the walk, I walked into the front room, lay on the floor and slept.
Jesus. Was she concerned?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, as you would be. And the other time, the second can of Monster I had was when the new Star Trek film came out. And I went to watch that after covering a breakfast show, downed a can of Monster. And it's the one where it's role reversal, where Kirk dies because Khan's done something evil because the radioactivity thing. And then Spock chases after him. And when Spock looks up and goes, Khan! Oh, I was welling up. I was just, the caffeine went straight to my emotions. Oh.
Wait, Spock yelled? What film was that Spock yelled Khan?
In the new timeline version, the J.J. Abrams one. Where Benedict Cumberbatch
right.
is Khan.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. In the whole new films, right.
Khan!
Yeah.
The other option is, there we go. That's the other thing that's for the nose. Making it work.
We didn't even plan these props. This is kind of...
That's what I'm on today. This is today's show, brought to you in association with staying awake and not being too snotty.
Yeah. So what I think we've just done is we've just done an advertisement for the kids to drink the energy drinks.
Yeah.
Worrying.
Look, I know that it's bad for kids, but I'm more annoyed that when I buy an energy drink, someone has to come over and age check me.
Yeah, but what's even more annoying is when they just glance at you and go, "Oh
yeah." Yeah. I mean, I'm aware I look so old that an AI thing could get this right. Come on, They've got cameras pointing at us. Have a guess.
I mean, though, if you shaved all of your head, you might start getting carded again just because they think you're a big baby.
If I went into W.H. Smith's in a nappy, then they could ask me some questions, and I would admit that. But up until then, and also if it's in like anywhere with a nectar card, just link it to the fact that my nectar card has my date of birth linked to it. Give me my flipping energy drink.
Yes, but you could give someone else your nectar card. You can't give someone else your aged face.
Yeah, I could also buy a can of this and give it away in an online competition. If you're under 16 and want to taste sugar-free, whatever, the ultra energy Monster, then retweet the show and we'll give away one can to someone that we're not allowed to. You know what I mean? You could definitely get this drink in the hands of young people.
Yeah.
So just if I'm paying for it on a credit card, for crying out loud.
I've never had the courage to sell drugs outside of a school, but energy drink.
Yeah.
If there's another lockdown.
Crystal meth.
Right. The other quick story that I noticed is that trucker protest has jammed the streets of Detroit Bridge, which is in Ottawa, Canada, and tensions have been rising. And I enjoyed this because, Canada looks down on us a lot, partly because of where they are, because they're above us, but on the map.
Anyways.
But they also get kind of snooty about, Americans being all crazy and stuff like that. And we had the insurrection and they're all Canadians like, hey, dude, we got maple syrup. And, but no, they've got protests in Canada right now where truckers are apparently upset about the fact that it's reasonable there and they have healthcare and also some strong vaccine and mask mandates and that kind of stuff. But there have been some reports that say that a lot of the truckers who are occupying Ottawa are actually just from America. And they brought up their Confederate flags, which makes no sense to have in Canada because Canada is still with the Commonwealth. Yeah. So there's never been a revolution of any sort, much less the Confederacy. So
imagine that, though, if America was still under the control of the United Kingdom, you could technically give a shit about the Queen's Platinum Jubilee.
Yeah. But the thing is, more Americans probably like the Queen than even live in the UK. So that's the power she's holding on to, that and the lizard people. But yeah.
So that's why she's called Elizabeth, short for lizard people birth.
It's been right there the whole time. So there we are. That's just those two things that caught my eye that you won't believe.
Yeah.
Do you have any unbelievable stories?
I put them all in the main story. Basically, just because I saw a theme, I would have been doing the Liam Neeson joke right now, but we've done them already. Right.
So I don't know how to make the you won't believe go away. You have to do that. There we go. So should we take a quick... Yeah, I thought it meant Detroit, Michigan. Hell of a queue. I don't think so, Martin. Apparently someone else has named something Detroit. I don't know why. Martin also says, I don't believe you. Well, you should.
I told you wouldn't.
There's some wrap up there. American call it gas because, most southern states can't spell gasoline. That's Mark. Thanks for that. iBoyle says caffeine is very dangerous, in my opinion. So, but good for you. Chris Hood says, because we do see Chris Hood. Chris Hood says, Red Bull smells of vomit to me.
Ah. Is that because you got absolutely trolleyed one night on vodka and Red Bull?
Yeah, but does it taste like vomit? I don't know. Eyeball says, gonna call you Big Hit Steve. There you go. Sponsorship deal coming, says Chris Hood. Coming at your. And Martin says Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah, I just immediately flashed back to the original cast. I was like, I don't remember Leonard Nimoy shouting Khan. That's what threw me.
It was such a, I mean, there were many things to say about those films, but that scene where they did the flip version of, so well done.
Yeah, it is. It was quite good. It's a shame that there's been rumors of a fourth film, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I think the last one was not successful enough.
And then Chekhov died, and
yeah,
the actual Chekhov dude. So I've heard there's rumors.
I think it's all TV
I like
these
that
days.
cast.
We've got another Picard coming out. We've got Star Trek Strange New World, or whatever it's called. You know, the Pike spin-off. And there's some sort of Voyager thing, isn't there? Star Trek Prodigy, but I think it's all CGI stuff. So yeah, it's probably a kids' TV show.
Did you watch the cartoon of Lower Decks?
Lower Decks. I watched the first series of Lower Decks. Started with the first episode of series 2 of Lower Decks. Got bored.
There you go. But I think we're pretty much at the end of our.
Do you remember when these shows always used to end up talking about Star Trek for no good reason? We always got Star Trek references.
Chris Curling does say Sudafed and a monster. I'd reckon you'd be tired around August 2023.
This one goes right up the nose.
So should we talk about any changes to the show that are coming up, Steve?
Yeah. Well, we still, I don't know, because we're still kind of working on it. Do you think we've got a good enough idea of what the format's going to be?
Well, yeah, it's going to be evolving. It'll still be broadcast at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays, but there might be some tweaks coming. So keep an eye out, and we'll keep you informed on the Twitter feed and, of course, when the show is broadcast.
Because what I was thinking, we can do a little bit of production meeting on air, is that I was thinking we might need to build up either a Twitter way of interacting or maybe a mailing list where we can ask questions to get some problems to solve or some news stories to talk about.
Yes,
you can interact that way.
We do have a Gmail account somewhere where I could put out there now, but maybe that's something that we could push next week to get that mailing list going on. So if you give us your emails, we can tell you about things changing in the show, and we also sell your name to porn sites, and that's how we subsidize this project.
Yeah, but only the good porn sites.
Oh, only the good porn. Oh, so much good porn.
There is one of the advertisers for the Time FM show is called The Hub.
And
it's a local office space where you can rent out desk space instead of working from home. But The Hub is just, I'll see you on The Hub. It's just slang for Pornhub, isn't it?
Oh, right. I didn't think about that.
I did.
I'm still
every time I hear the advert go out.
I'm still on YouPorn.
Well,
I think YouPorn's gone. Well, yeah, we got to get your porn in now, guys, before they bring in that age verification thing.
But surely, if I'm drinking one of these, they should let me. It proves I'm old enough.
Yeah, but they're going to keep your data, and then those emails that you get where people you have to pay Bitcoin so that people don't release your porn habits. Those are going to be real.
God.
And I can't afford to pay that again. So there we go, guys. We will be back next Tuesday. Anything you want to plug this weekend about where you might be?
Quick mention to Martin who says, does the Hub use ring lights? Yep.
It will when I'm done with it.
This week, I'm in Kingston Friday night. Is that what we learned?
That is right, yes. You will be at Crack Comedy in Kingston upon Thames.
Bearcat Saturday.
Nice.
A couple of GB Newsers turning up trying to be the left-wing voice of everything. Don't know what else I'm doing.
Yeah, I will be in Blackpool this weekend. So if you'd like to see me at the Comedy Station on Friday and Saturday night, and at Hot Water Comedy Club in Liverpool on Sunday.
You're making the trek. You're going up there.
Making the journey. I will be my first road trip since COVID. I'm really going to miss my family.
She got a shed.
I'm so excited. Can't wait to go.
In a hotel.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, it'll be fun. And then when I come back, I'm starting the 5-2 diet. So I've already picked the days where I'm going to fast next week, and going to transform. A new transformed Eric.
I would say, yeah, pick the days, but don't be too married to it, because if you can't manage it one day, try the next. Don't think, oh, well, I'll start it next week, because I think right at the start of the 5.2, some days you've got to give yourself the opportunity to do a faltered launch.
No, just sit. It's got to happen. Tuesday, Wednesday, next week.
Stay.
Yep.
Consecutive days for your first week of 5.2ing.
Well, why not? What's the point?
He's going advanced.
Yep. So I might be crabby.
Yeah.
With the show.
Shit.
Beware of that.
Keto says, I heart boils. FTW.
Oh, let's not turn this into a diet thing. Here. And
then Chris Hood says, as Gollum, but I can't see in response to what. But something should have been said.
Musk versus Bezos, The Reckoning.
Oh, that could be good.
As Gollum.
Or the idea of just...
My precious.
This one.
Yes, because we're stupids for monsters.
Right.
That's good.
Sponsorship deal, all available.
We'll do. All right. Well, we will see everybody soon, and join us at your live gigs if you can. And yeah, until next time.
Thank you for watching this from Comic Solving Problems.
And if you feel like it, go ahead and like the video.
Or subscribe. Commitment.